Welcome, 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 beautiful souls and beautiful humans to Star Peace Utopia. I am Rosie Glow, and this is where we access our Star Peace codes for co-creating our reality, our personal paradise reality. So welcome. There's been a few changes to this channel, and I'm really excited to let you know about what really is behind this sensitivity that we have as empaths, that we end up experiencing as a curse rather than as a blessing. And I really want to unpack that. So let's just check that you are in the right place. Thank you so much for subscribing, hitting the notifications and all videos tab so you know when I am here and I am sharing with you something that is going to completely blow your mind. When we look at this block, this number one block as to what it actually is, we're really looking at the empath wound. Now, you may or may not have heard of the empath wound, but here in Star Peace Utopia, we want to understand things so that we can create a shift and co-create a reality that we desire rather than one that we feel we are doomed to experience. And as empaths, we are much more sensitive to the average human, to someone who perhaps is considered neurotypical as opposed to neurodiverse or neurodivergent. Now, I work specifically with StarSeeds as a coach, as a multidimensional success coach, as activating their source codes. And whether you recognize yourself as a starseed or as an empath, it really does come down to the very same thing. So this empath wound is running rife in you. If you experience that you take things incredibly personally, it feels like life is just on your back and everything is painful. You look around and you see so much suffering in the world. It doesn't matter where you look. It feels like the impact that you're going to have on this planet is one where can't help but cause some kind of harm. And everyone who is sensitive is seeking to be able to tread lightly on this earth, whether it's carbon footprint, whether it's minimizing the suffering that we cause others through our own actions. You know, we're here wanting to make sure that we are supporting the shift from a struggle paradigm to a thrive paradigm. But we get a little bit lost. So if things are happening in such a way that you can't help but take things deeply personally, this empath wound is going to be running rife in you. The same if you find yourself playing out a trauma story on repeat. It doesn't seem to matter what you do, what videos you watch, what books you read, what courses you go on. There just seems to be this story that keeps playing out for you. It's wrapped up differently. It looks different. Maybe they show up as a woman one minute, a man the next. Maybe they're tall, they're short. Maybe the circumstances look different externally, but internally you find yourself facing the same issue. And this is a trauma story on repeat because this is in your neurocircuitry, okay? The third thing that really comes up when we're stuck with this empath wound, which is the block to being able to actually see our sensitivity as a gift rather than a curse, is wanting to eradicate pain because of our own unhealed trauma. We can't bear the pain of others. We would do everything we can to personally avoid pain and also to prevent others from experiencing pain. This leads to another element of this empath wound, which is not recognizing the value of pain and suffering. And I say this with a caveat, okay, because as empaths, I find when I'm working with clients who are stuck in a story, this is what's going on. There is an over attachment to feeling the pain and the suffering that is connected to this story. We have to, as empaths and as starseeds, truly recognize that there is this balance between spiritually bypassing and wallowing in challenging emotions. It's one thing to go, I don't want to feel anything, everything's fine, which we call shining the shit because it's not really fine, it's underneath, but you're looking on the surface. And then what it means to keep going back to a wound and feeding that wound and feeding that pain story and feeling like you need to sit in the pain and the suffering until it goes away. And here's the thing, it won't go away because you're so focused on it. You will find other scenarios that will trigger that pain and keep feeding into it. And it is addictive. Okay. And this is the thing. We need to shift our addiction to pain and adrenaline and fear and stress to an addiction to joy, to expanding, to moving through, to being curious, to leaning into challenges so that actually we can use our energy to keep moving through challenging situations in such a way that we see that we are creating transformation. We're not doing the same thing again and again and again. Now, if the empath wound is running strong in you, it's going to be preventing you experiencing bliss. It's going to be preventing you actually attracting the kind of love you want, maybe twin flame love, sacred union love, because this story is so rife. It's also going to be preventing you experiencing success because we're stuck in the story of failure. And this is exactly why I have created a masterclass that I am super excited to share with you. It's going to be over on the Star Peace Utopia Facebook page. This is called Manifesting Star Peace Utopia. If you check the text box below the video, you will see the link to the Facebook group. And I am going to be going live at 1 p.m. GMT, Friday, the 20th of January, to share with you the 3 universal codes that allow us to get over this empath wound, to let it work for us rather than against us, to see how we navigate through so that we can truly experience the success we want, experience the bliss we want, experience the love that we want, and fulfill our purpose in such a way that we can stay sensitive in a way that allows our higher consciousness to be in operation, but not in such a way that it's hurting us, or we are inadvertently hurting others and preventing their growth and journey because we cannot manage to deal with their suffering, with their pain, because of the pain we're actually in. So if you like the idea of being an ecstatic empath, but you're like, what on earth? This is what my community is full of. Those who have come to me in tremendous emotional, physical, psychological pain, fed up, not wanting to be here. And I say this on the basis of not feeling they belong on earth, not feeling like they can truly affect positive change, not feeling like their own efforts make a difference. And this is where I love to see the shift in my clients, because I see you all go from feeling like you're not that powerful, not that influential, not that significant, to claiming that you are and realizing the impact you can have not only on your own world, but the ripple out effect on everyone else. So if you would like to explore this topic further, all you need to do is join that Facebook group and join me live. 1 p.m. GMT is 8 a.m. EST, and that is 7 a.m. Central Eastern Time. So you can work out where you are in the world. And if you can't join me live, then you will be able to catch the replay in the group. It is only going to be there. I promise you it's going to be super worth your time, because when you actually can see what you're dealing with differently, then you can start to get excited about the transformation that is possible. And when you bring your superpowers online, oh my goodness, most empaths and starseeds are scared of really claiming their superpowers, because with that extra sensitivity seems to come a whole load of stuff they don't know how to deal with. And that's what I work with my beautiful soul tribe to be able to overcome. So you've got the tools to be able to deal with this world, to triumph over the challenges that you experience, and to be in this world but not of it. So to be here from that higher perspective, to remove this absolute addiction, which is subconscious. It's not on purpose. We're not doing it consciously, but to whatever is going on in terms of the personal stories that keep you stuck in the narrative of being in trauma and not being able to get out of it. There is a point to pain. There is a point to suffering. It has a space in our world, but it's not something that should be dominating our life experience. There are definitely ways around it, and I'm going to be delighted to share them with you. So I look forward to seeing you Friday the 20th. And remember, if you're watching this now, we're just about to come into a new moon in Aquarius. And this is the time when we can actually take a step back and see things in a more universal way, see things in a way where it's not like so deeply challenging and personally, it feels like a personal attack inwards. Just open up, take the step up, take the step back, get curious about how you can see this whole thing differently. And I promise you, you will be able to embrace your sensitivities as gifts rather than seeing them as a curse. And this is going to be what makes the difference between you surviving and thriving. Everything will be unpacked in the masterclass. I love you, Knots. Sending you big hugs. Thank you for being in this world. Thank you for choosing to come at this time. Thank you for being part of this amazing channel. We are here to co-create our version of a reality that we truly want to see in this world. And that is what the Star Peace Codes offer us, the opportunity to dream beyond what we know. See you tomorrow. Lots and lots and lots of love.